You're very welcome.
Rolling said while walking me into the building. Pardon me, was my reply. I didn't thank him, and I had no intention of doing so.
Hasn't your mom told you to say thank you when someone helps you?
He arched an eyebrow.
If I recall it right, it's not the first time I've saved your behind. Oh, don't say you don't remember how I got you out of jail. Otherwise, you would still be in the middle of a triple murder trial.
Hello? That wasn't going to happen, as I didn't kill anyone, I retorted, following him into the elevator. That was a false accusation.
How? Haven't you ever heard about the tales of innocent citizens serving 20+ years in prison for a crime they didn't commit?
Rolling snorted as he punched the door close button. Okay, thank you so much for facilitating the process of proving my innocence for the alleged triple murder, I said through clenched teeth. Then again, you didn't need to give them the impression I'm the Grim Reaper.
Don't be upset. I didn't tell them you're the Grim Reaper. I just advised them not to touch you unless they have suicidal wishes. It's true those guys, who slipped out of the judiciary system without getting the penalties they deserved, died just minutes after you touched them. You should be proud of yourself. After all, you made the world a better place by killing them.
I didn't kill them. I snapped.
Whatever.
He shrugged. You know what? I got kicked out of medical school because of your stupid remark to the police force in Chapel Hill.
That means you don't have to spend the rest of your life surrounded by germs, sick people, and misery. Lucky you.
He smiled like an angel. That's not the point! I shrieked, partly because he was sort of right. It was true I often fantasized about winning a jackpot with Powerball, paying off my student loan, and leaving medicine for good. Then again, quitting on my own was one thing, while being forced to leave was a totally different story.
Besides that, what I mentioned was nothing but my personal opinion. It's not my fault they chose to believe it. They could have laughed it off as a stupid joke, which they didn't.
He had a point. I sighed. As the elevator door opened, he held it for me, and this time, I thanked him. It was true that I was upset about him, but I had to show I had manners. It's true I have manners, but it's also true that I tend to lose balance at the wrong place at the worst possible time. When I walked out of the elevator, I tripped over nothing. For a moment, I felt like I was flying, but at the same time, I was aware of gravity kicking in. While I was falling, many thoughts crossed my mind.
Is it possible to crack my head like Humpty Dumpty in the federal building's elevator and die? If I get injured, disabled, or die, will I be able to pay off my student loan with the settlement? Yeah, perhaps falling might not be that bad.
And the next moment, I was in his arms. No. Technically, I was in his arm. Because he was holding me tightly against his chest, only using one arm. Without thinking, I inhaled his clean, wholesome, and alluring scent. He smelled of fresh linen, citrus, and deep blue ocean, Mediterranean Sea, perhaps. It was addictive. I inhaled deeply.
Are you okay?
I looked up at his face and lost my words. I knew he was good-looking, but with a close-up view of his beautifully sculpted face and the captivating green eyes, I realized how hot he was. As I witnessed the green of his eyes deepen, I half expected him to clasp me tighter and start stroking my face with his other hand, or, even better, kiss me, totally like 50 Shades of Grey. But that didn't happen. Instead of caressing my face with a sensual touch of his long fingers, he patted my cheek with the other hand like a jerk.
You don't need to fake a stumble in order to cling to me. All you have to do is ask, or just hug me as much as you want to.
I didn't fake a stumble. Pulling myself out of his embrace, I retorted, I happen to be a tad bit on the clumsy side. Don't flatter yourself.
Now you're playing hard to get, huh?
He was grinning from ear to ear.
By the way, Hernandez wants to see you.
Hernandez who? As in, the head of the FBI in the New York field office? I asked, puzzled. I couldn't understand why he bothered to meet someone as insignificant as a newbie assistant.
Yes. Go upstairs and turn left. The corner office is the one Hernandez occupies. My office is in the right corner. Meet me as soon as you're finished with the old guy.
I'm curious as to why the head of my new workplace wants to meet with me personally. After all, it's my first day and my job hasn't even started yet. Is this a congratulatory message or something more sinister? Is he just being friendly, or? It's hard to imagine G-men being particularly chummy. The uncomfortable feeling of being asked to meet your boss out of nowhere. Let's face it, I'm a bundle of nerves because I have no clue what this meeting is all about. Okay, no worries. This could be a great opportunity for me to showcase my skills and make a strong impression on him. Perhaps I could even ask for a big raise. Stay tuned for the next episode. If you can't wait, you can check out the book from the link in the description. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.